Hello everyone, my name is Chef Manoj Satve. I'm a part of food production faculty at IHM Mumbai. On the occasion of Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav, we are starting with some traditional Maharashtrian dishes which are predominantly made by CKP community. CKP community is predominantly found in Goa and Maharashtra. We are starting with today's dish is Kobi Bhanole. The predominant ingredient is cabbage but also can be replaced by carrot or any other seasonal vegetables. So let's start with the recipe.
These are the ingredients for the Kobi Bhanole. We will be starting off by chopping the cabbage. The cabbage has to be chopped up very finely. We are first shredding the cabbage thinly and then we will be chopping up the cabbage. You can either chop the cabbage this way or you can even grate the cabbage using a grater. The idea is that the cabbage has to be cut into small pieces so that when you add salt to it, the juices or the water from the cabbage comes out. That is the reason why we have to chop the cabbage as finely as possible. Once the cabbage is chopped up, we will transfer the cabbage into a bowl or a vessel and we will start by adding the spices to the cabbage. To the cabbage, we will first add in some grated coconut. You can also add coconut milk to this preparation instead of adding grated coconut. If you are adding coconut milk, it will be the thick extract of coconut milk, followed by the green chilies, green coriander, then some garam masala and some finely chopped onions. The proportion of the onions is very less as compared to the cabbage. Now we are adding turmeric powder, some garam masala powder, hing or asafoetida, salt, and we are adding some red chili powder to the mixture. After adding these spices, we are going to combine everything together by using our hands. We are actually squeezing out the water from the cabbage and the onions. We are not going to add any extra water to this mixture. The water which oozes out of the cabbage and the onions will take only enough besan or gram flour so that that water will get absorbed by it. We are not going to add any extra water. The water has come out. Now we will be adding in some rice flour. This is again fine rice flour, followed by some gram flour or besan. The quantity of the gram flour or besan will depend on the amount of water that oozes out of the cabbage. It may vary in different instances. The mixture should form a ball. It should represent like a very loose dough. So we'll keep on adding the gram flour as much is required. All the while we are squeezing out the mixture so that all the water gets incorporated into the gram flour. Also the salt which has been added to the mixture will ensure that the water oozes out from the cabbage. And because we are touching the food with our bare hands, that's why we have worn a glove over here. This is how the mixture should look like. Now to cook the mixture, we have taken a non-stick pan over here and we are adding some oil into the non-stick pan. Swirl the oil around so that the pan gets evenly coated with the layer of oil. And then we'll put this bhanola mixture into the pan. We are going to flatten out this mixture using your hands. That's why we are still using gloves in our hands. Make a ball out of the mixture and then place this ball into the pan. And then we are going to flatten it out. The mixture should be 2 inches thick. We are going to flatten it out using your palms. We are going to wet your hands with water so that the mixture becomes uniformly thick. If the mixture is not of uniform thickness, parts of it will remain uncooked, whereas other parts will get completely overcooked. Here we are just shaping up the bhanola. Again, thing of essence over here is that the bhanola should be of uniform thickness. Now we'll cover the vessel and allow it to cook from one side. It will take anywhere between 2 to 3 minutes for the bottom side to cook. Once the bottom side of the bhanola is cooked, you have to flip it over. For this, we are going to slide the bhanola onto a plate, and then we are going to flip it over into the pan again. We are going to flip the pan over the plate, and the other side of the bhanola goes on the bottom of the pan. And we are going to cook the bhanola this way. Another 2 minutes on the other side, and this is how your cooked bhanola should look like. We'll gently slide off the bhanola onto a plate or a service platter. Then the bhanola will be transferred onto a chopping board, and we'll cut the bhanola into the ideal shapes or the desired shapes. You can either cut it into wedges, or you can cut them into squares, or you can cut them into diamonds. Bhanola can be consumed as an appetizer, or as more often, it is consumed during the tea time as a snack along with the tea. This is how it is served.